Hello there everyone, and welcome to this level 2 Forgotten Castle event guide. So, last time we went through level 1, but unfortunately level 2 is quite a bit more complicated than that, so we're probably going to get even more confusing than last time. But this is the very start of level 2, so we have our castle dragon in the middle here, and for this picture, I am basically just going to go through how much each cost, and then we'll go through our little diagram after this. Essentially, this top one up here, this top route, all up, it actually costs 3,300 dice to go that way, so I would definitely suggest leaving that one out a little bit. Then we have two routes down this way. So the first one is 1,508, and then the second one is 1,780. Then for the top right, there are two directions you can go. You can either hug the left-hand side, or you can go straight down the middle here. Going straight down actually is 1,700, but it's actually cheaper to go all the way around, because it actually only costs 1,500, if I can write the 5 properly, and 18. And then finally, there's three directions in this bottom corner. So there's one going the very top route, which is actually the most expensive. There is the middle one, which is 1,148, and then the one underneath is just about the same amount as the middle one. But since that is a little bit too much for us to sort of see what's going on, let's take a look at this other diagram that I did a little bit earlier. So if we are going to look at all of these properly, then the first one that I would suggest for you to try is the very cheapest one, and the way for that one is actually coming down here and then taking this way and then going up and doing the chest here. So like I said, that one's 1,148 for that direction, and then the second one that I would suggest is actually going this way and then to this chest here, which is 1,172. So these actually aren't that much more expensive than the level 1 directions, but it is when we get into the other ways that they do get quite a bit more expensive. And I'll just switch out to a deeper coloured blue for the more expensive ones here. So going this top way here, it's still pretty cheap considering, at 1,540 for this way. And then the next cheapest one would be going up this way, then going left, and then back around up here, and then that way. It's actually quite a lot cheaper than just going straight through and doing this fight here, like this one. But if you think you'll be able to do all these fights, then you can take the chance and potentially take off 800, I believe it is. Or, because I believe each of these red ones are either 800 or 600. I'm not quite sure, to be honest. But then we have the left-hand side. So this one is the most expensive this way at 1,780, and then the top one is 1,508. And like I said, this very top chest right here is going to cost an absolute fortune, if unfortunately that is the one that you're left with having to get get the key, because this one is actually 3,300 dice pieces if you include these two red fights, which are 800 dice each to auto-complete. So if you're going to go up that way, you're going to hope and pray that you can do these fights. But I know that for the second or first fight, one of them, you need dragons with two elements. The one that it showed for me was a dragon with the fire and earth elements, and those are the only dragons you can use for the fights. So obviously Gameloft have made those fights as hard as they possibly can for us, of course, but Yeah, that's pretty much how this level is gonna go. Like I said, I would definitely suggest going either that route down or this one, because those are by far the cheapest ones that you could do on level 2. Um, but yeah, that is more or less it. I do suggest trying to go for the keys before you just try and open every chest, because at least if you get all the keys, then you'll at least have the castle dragon, and you might not get the dice. Whereas if you try and get both at the same time, you might be left at the end of the event with getting no dragons at all. So just try and find the keys as quickly as you can. That's the main point of this sort of guide. So yeah, I hope that helps you out with level 2. I'm still working on level 3 because the higher the levels get, oh my goodness, the more complicated they are. And level 5 costs so many gems. Not gems, I keep saying that, dice. But yeah, until next time, good luck with everything. Keep collecting all of your gold and breeding your dragons and whatnot. And so until next time, I will see you guys then.